everybody. It's Tanya Smith here, and I am super excited, as always, to be here with you for a live stream this week. I am Tanya Smith with Stream Like a Boss TV and Get Noticed with Video. And one of the things that I absolutely love to do is to work with coaches, consultants, course creators to help you see the power of leveraging live video marketing. So, live stream marketing is my jam. And tonight, one of the things I'm going to do is to absolutely welcome you all to a different night. Usually we go live on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tonight is a special night because I wanted to answer questions that have been showing up in my inbox. I keep getting questions about holiday sales and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all of that stuff. I see my family in the house. Let me say hello. What's up? I need to fix that so we can really see your comments. So I'll do that in a minute, Dan, but thank you and welcome. Look, I'm going to be talking about Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. Actually, what I'm going to talk about specifically, I'm not going to go that deep because that's a lot. Like there are a lot of things probably showing up in your inbox right now, but I decided to choose at least 5, maybe 5.5 or 6, depending on your questions, but some apps that I trust. Things that I've purchased, whether they're lifetime deals or really great deals right now, I wanted to share those with you so that as you're making some decisions about what to pick up on AppSumo, for instance, is one of the sites that we'll talk about, or with some other apps that I've found online that have some sales going on. If any of these may be of interest to you, and I'll share the list shortly, I wanted to make sure to walk you through and give you a little bit of a demo so that you can make an informed decision. Because one of the things, I love it. I love it. I see you folks in there. Let me say hello. One of the things that I love to do is to give you honest and very, very transparent reviews. So we'll be doing that tonight. I'm going to come back in just a second, and make sure that we acknowledge comments. But look, if you're new to this scene, you haven't been to Stream Like a Boss TV before, go ahead and put a hashtag newbie in the comments. And if you've been here, if you're part of the fam, put hashtag OG. You know what to do. I see some folks in there. What's up, Mona? I see you there. Chocolate Quilt, Scott Benedict, of course, Dan Roth, the honest accomplice. Okay, look, on the other side of this short video, I'll be back. And I'm going to share the list with you of the ones that I'm going to talk about tonight. And if there's any other questions that you have about apps that you're looking into, if I know about them, then I'll give you my honest thoughts and feedback. Okay? All right. I'll see you in just a second. So grab your notepad and your pen, get your questions ready, your favorite hydration. You know how we do. And I will see you shortly. Alrighty, folks. Yes, it is in the U.S. Thanksgiving Eve, as I saw. Let me go ahead and put some comments up on screen and say hello to some folks. So first of all, I'm going to make sure that these are properly showing up. Okay, the honest accomplice fam, what's up? And I see Scott Benedict in the house. I'm excited for this too, Scott. I also see my family member Chocolate Quilts. You're with family now. Best to all. The turkey's in here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me do something real quick and get rid of this border because we don't need that. There we go. So we can see your full comment. Okay. And then I see Mona as well. Hope all is well. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, all. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. If you're in the United States, that's one of the things we do at this time of year is we celebrate with Thanksgiving. And one of the things that we absolutely do at the Smith household is we share why we have gratitude. Like, what are some of the things that we're grateful for this year? So we'll be definitely acknowledging that tomorrow with the family. I see you there too, Patricia. It's wonderful to see you. So I won't be on here long. That's why I had to pick just a few, or else we literally could be here all night if I was talking about every Cyber Monday and Black Friday sale there is. So I did restrict myself and make sure that I put myself into the mode of just counting down 5. I do have one more, so really more like 6. But I'll do that and I'll walk through them quickly. So we won't be here longer than maybe 45 minutes, if that. but I will answer your questions if you have them and you leave them in the chat. I am here live right now on November 22nd at 6:05 p.m. Central Time. But if you're watching the replay, just put hashtag replay, ask your question, and I'll make sure to come back. So my question for you is, what apps are you investing in this coming weekend? Is there anything that's been on your plate? And here's my tip for the entire weekend. Make smart. We'll talk a little bit about that. I have some thoughts on that because here's the thing, as you are making decisions about some of the apps that we'll talk about, and even the ones we don't, one of the things that's easy to happen is that you're going to get FOMO, fear of missing out, because there's all these countdown timers that are flying around and they're making you just crazy with it. It's just like, oh my God, I got to get this right now because it's almost over. But then you haven't looked at or even opened the box on some of the apps that you have in your store right now or in your library. So if I had to give you a couple of quick tips as we're walking through some of the demos that I'm going to show you, it would be, the first thing is to make sure that you understand the purpose of what you're buying. Like, why am I buying this? For what purpose will this thing serve me and my business? Another thing to think about is, okay, so do I already have something? Do I already have something in my storage? Do I have a lifetime deal that I bought like 2 years ago that already does this thing? Because trust me, if you ask yourself these questions, more than likely you probably, or you may have something that already does the thing, the activity or action that you're getting ready to purchase another app to do. So be mindful, make smart purchases, and also be aware of the fine print. That would be my tip number 3 as it relates to smart purchases, is be aware of the fine print. Like, what is it saying? Is it saying that you have, if you purchase this and you open it up in 30 days, you can refund it if you need to, or 14 days, or maybe they've limited the number of days because it's Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But you need to know what you're getting into so that if you get into the app and you find out this one's not for me after all, you can go ahead and switch the thing out, exchange it, refund it, do whatever you need to do, but you need to know what the fine print says first. So that's all I wanted to share in terms of making smart purchases. I may make some other comments as we go through and talk about these apps, but I want to make sure that you are conscientious about it, because I'm not that person that's going to go tell you to chase shiny objects. But I am going to give you enough information, hopefully, to make informed decisions. So let's go ahead and dive in. And here's my top 5 of these apps is really a great deal right now in this moment. And I'll tell you why. And thank you so much, Patricia, for saying that. And look, you're amazing too. See, I got to fix these. Let's see if we can fix that right here and put it right there. Thank you. I appreciate you too. And Mona, yes, I am using Ecamm. That is what I am using right now. I use Ecamm pretty much every week. That's my top live streaming platform, my favorite. If you have a Mac computer, it is highly recommended if you're looking to do live streaming and other things. Okay, so let's talk about Sessions, Vista Social, Heartbeat, Retable, and Thrivecart. Then I have one more little secret giveaway or goodie that I want to talk about. Thrivecart, by the way, just so you have this heads up, their sale will not show up until the 24th. So that's on Black Friday. So I'm giving you that heads up. But what I will do is I'm going to share a QR code with you. Now, my disclaimer is this, and I said this already. I do not share apps or tools that I don't either use myself, haven't used myself, or that I don't feel comfortable putting my name behind. So I'm going to give you these because I have used them, and I can even share a little bit of a demo of each of these with you so that you can see behind the scenes. I'll share some pros and cons. And if you do have questions, feel free to ask. What's up, Dr. Dwayne? Dr. D. Wood in the house. Love to see you as always, sir. Okay. So I will explain each of these and I'm going to pop them up for you. And the first let's see, one, two. We're going to skip heartbeat and we'll come back to it. I'm going to talk about sessions, Vista Social, and Retable first because they are lifetime deals. So now, for those of you who are new to lifetime deals or LTDs, what you want to know about those is that you pay one time and then you have lifetime access according to the plan. So if you didn't already know that, that's what that's about. And we'll cover those first because AppSumo is one of my favorite platforms and they do have lifetime deals typically. Now, you want to read the fine print in certain situations where it says, hey, there's a deal on the annual plan. Like we have 1 year deal versus lifetime. That doesn't happen often, but it does happen sometimes on that site. So I love them too, Natasha. Yeah, I love the lifetime deals. But I also will say this, that one of the dangers, and this goes back to me sharing the make smart purchases tip. One of the dangers can be that sometimes these companies that come onto sites like AppSumo, and there's a bunch of other sites for SaaS or software as a service apps, one of the things you have to keep in mind is that sometimes they're there because they're experimenting and they're just a startup who's trying to get a leg up. And if things don't work out and they don't have a sustainable business model, they could end up going out of business. So you just have to go in knowing that. Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I will pull up this list one more time. I know Erica said AppSumo is so very shiny. It is. It's super shiny. But I have actually found some amazing deals that I have kept and used frequently. And that's when I'm going to share with you a couple of them that are really good ones. So Sessions, Vista Social, and Retable are the ones I'll start with. Okay, Natasha's looking for lead generators to increase sales. Okay, we need to talk about that. All right, let's dive in. I'm going to go take you to my screen share. And so this will be fun because I actually created some QR codes. AppSumo is the site where I am right now. And so the first one I'm going to pull up for you is Sessions, and I have a QR code here for you. Let's make sure that's centered. There you go. Okay, why and what the heck is Sessions? You might be like, what? Sessions? Okay, so I did a review of this app actually not that long ago. It's probably been a couple of months. And when I did the review, it was at the time that there was a lot of angst around the use of Zoom because there were some things that happened. I'm not going to get into all of that tonight, but what I'll say is that people were looking for alternatives to Zoom and other similar types of meeting platforms, right? So what Sessions does is more than just remote collaboration. They call themselves an AI-powered meeting platform, right? An AI-powered meeting platform. And what you'll see, and this is for those of you who are not familiar with AppSumo, okay? What you'll see, you always want to look for when you're finding a lifetime deal, you want to look at, well, what's the rating? Anything that has less than 5 stars, for me, is a question mark. Okay. So I'll tell you that this particular one has 5 stars and they actually do very well for a number of reasons. And I'm going to show you the back end of Sessions so that you can get a feel for how I'm using it. But I'm not going to go too deep because we need to get through all of these, right? If you have questions, ask them in the chat because I'm paying attention. So the thing about this particular app is that it is very similar to Zoom in that it will allow you to host meetings, host workshops and webinars. There are some differences in that you can literally create a specific room link. So you can you can say, hey, I want this to be my meeting room. Mine is book.getnoticewithvideo.com/conference. Right? That could be a meeting room that becomes a permanent meeting room link. And so maybe I have that link for my conferences. And then maybe I've created another meeting room link that's only for coffee chats. Or maybe I've created another room link that's just for me to do interviews when I'm hiring a VA. Whatever the purpose of the room is, you can create those rooms. In addition to that, you can create agendas. So you can have an outline that everyone in your meeting can see and follow along. So if you're meeting with your team, for instance, that can be really helpful. There's a lot to this particular app. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to pull up the back end of mine so you can see this. But the reason why I like Sessions so much, and I literally have completely moved away from all other meeting platforms at this point, the reason for it is because it is so versatile. And it gives me lots and lots of options, including a booking calendar. Now, can I tell you a couple of things that work and that don't work? I can tell you that there's been some growing pains because they've grown fast. I can see in their support community that there's been a lot, of suggestions and feature requests and all kinds of things. But one of the things I absolutely do love about this, and I'm pulling it up behind the scenes for you, but one of the things I love about this is that they are listening. So the support team behind Sessions is paying attention, and they are actually there to help and to implement new features, and they're implementing new features all the time. So I'm just going to show you really quickly the back end of this so you can kind of see what it looks like. Let me pull this up real quick here. All right, so this is Sessions. So in the back end of my Sessions, for instance, there are different spaces that I've created. Okay, memories would be actual recordings of different meetings and interviews and workshops and other things that I've done. So I teach courses, right? And I did a course recently on snack size marketing. So the memory of that particular course is located in here. So I can go back and play the recording. I can share the recording with the people who attended. I can download the recording. Not only can I do that, but I can also create transcripts. So I'm going to show you in a second. I want to be careful of anybody's private information, but I'm going to show you in a second what I can do, all the things I can do inside of a meeting room. But notice here, I've created specific meeting rooms and links based on different events that I want to repeatedly do. So there's a series, for instance, of different courses that I'll be delivering in 2024. And for each of those courses, I will have a specific room link that I will give to participants to be able to access. And that way, all I have to do is come in here and copy that room link and put it into the booking calendar of my choice. Or I could literally create a booking calendar in here. And so I'm going to show you this one. And this booking page could become my actual meeting calendar so that people can actually schedule appointments here inside of Sessions. So when I tell you that this thing has a lot of options for you, I really mean that. Now, if you're wondering about, and I want to be careful again, let me do this. If you're wondering about which plan, which tier you should get, I'll tell you the one that I picked up, and I'm thinking about upgrading again. But let me go back to the actual Black Friday sale, and I'm going to show you the plans that they have available. Let's do this. Okay, so if you look through their tiers, in AppSumo, they have various tiers, right? Okay, so you're going to want to review the plan details to make sure that what they have available applies to you. So for instance, if you're good with just having 45 people in a session and no more than that, then your tier 1 is probably sufficient. I actually purchased tier 3. And the reason why I bought tier 3 is for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted the AI Copilot. So what the AI Copilot does is it allows you to create meeting summaries. And again, I'm going to take you in a second into a meeting room. It allows you to create meeting summaries quickly from your transcript. So it's transcribing, it's recording, and then from your transcript at the end, you can say, hey, AI Copilot, create a list of bulleted, notes and summarize our meeting. How cool is that? And then you can add that into what's called takeaways. So those takeaways can then be sent to each of your participants. And in addition to all of that, Your participants can be taking their own notes that nobody else in the room can see, and they can have those sent to themselves. Look, when I tell y'all this one is the reason why I shared this one first is because I knew many of you probably would do really well with this one. So if your mind is blown, I advise you to go and run, not walk, to go pick this one up. So license tier 3, I picked up because of the AI Copilot. I wanted that. I also wanted webhooks because I wanted to be able to connect it to other tools that I use in my arsenal. Okay. So webhooks begins at tier 3. Now, if you're really thinking, which I'm thinking now, hey, I might need to go ahead and upgrade now since it's lifetime. If you're really thinking, hey, I need more participants per session, then you might upgrade to even tier 4. But look, the deal is you want to look through and decide what makes sense for me and my business. And don't think about just like right now, but also think about what could this do for me in the future? Because I know you got goals, right? So what is it you're trying to do? What do you want to achieve and accomplish? With this being a lifetime deal, it might be worth the investment now. Let me take a peek at some of the questions and comments in here. And I got to pull up Erica's note again because AppSumo is so shiny. But a couple of things that you want to look for, like I said, are the ratings. You want to see what the experience has been of other people that are using the app. You want to know from people like me that you trust, what are some of the benefits and features? And you also want to know that their customer service and their support team is very active and they're actively implementing new features. And I can tell you that they're doing that in this space. Yeah, I know Mona's looking. She's like, what? Stephanie Garcia in the house. What's up? What's up, girl? Look, DJ Air Horn. I love me some Stephanie, y'all. Now, if you want to look for an app queen, she is my fellow geek sister, for real. Dan said, if Stephanie's here, you know you're a big shot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you. You know I had to give you a good review because you're amazing. Okay, so that's what I think about sessions. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. But I want to show you really fast before we move to the next one. I'm going to show you the back end of a meeting so that you can see all the things, because I've shared with you a couple of things, but there's so much that I can't do it all or else it'll take up the whole video. Okay. But let me try to create a really quick meeting. I'm going to start a session or pretend that I'm starting a session, and that way you'll be able to see it. Okay. And I'm going to lock it so anybody watching won't be like, hey, I'm popping into her session right now. Hold on one second. I need to fix the video settings. Y'all are so much fun. Okay, here we go. Lumina camera, let's do that. I'm just pulling one of my other cameras real quick to make sure that it shows up for you, okay? Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and that way you can see what I see, okay? So this is a room. And so in this room, you can actually brand it according to how you like. So I just have chosen a background that I like. As a matter of fact, if you get one of the higher tiers, you'll have multiple workspaces, each of which you can brand however you choose. Okay, so when you go into the session, here's what I was talking about on the bottom, where you have a chat available, but you also have polls, you have Q&A, you can take notes. And this is where I was saying that individual participants can take notes for themselves that they can then keep after your session, right? In addition to that, you can create a transcript right here, and that transcript can then be converted with their AI Copilot, depending on the plan you get, into what are called takeaways, okay? So you can also add offers. There's so much you can do in here, y'all. When I tell you that there's a lot, trust me, there's a lot. And I'm only giving you the tip of the iceberg, but you can add different agendas. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Let me see if I have an agenda in here that I'm willing to share. Let me stop because I go on and on. I can do another full review of their latest and greatest features, but I just don't want you to miss out on the app. So when I tell you that this could be a really amazing tool for you, please trust me. And if you got additional questions, ask me. I know, look, so Erica said, I got tier 3 of sessions, also got it to replace Zoom, but haven't used it yet. Girl, get on up in there and check it out. You do want to see. Yes, Stephanie. One other thing I want to show y'all. Let me try to go in here. And when I show you this, you're going to say, why did I not pick this thing up sooner? But guess what? You still have time. You have time now. I'm going to go out of this and out of that calendar. Yeah, we're going to end the session. It can record and, you can ask people for feedback. There's all kinds of stuff. But let me go home and I want to show you this one more thing. You can create events. So again, depending on the tier that you pick up, it will limit the number of events that you can create. But these events are cool because they're just like a what? A webinar. That's pretty much what these are. I wanted to show you one that... let's go back in. I'm going to show you one that we recently featured. Okay, so you can create a whole landing page and everything where people are able to actually attend your event. Y'all, right? The one thing, because I told you I will give you the good and the bad. The one thing that I don't necessarily love just yet is I don't love, and here's one that I created. It was a go live and get paid webinar created right here in Sessions. It has a countdown timer. You can add speakers. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. But here's the negative, or I won't say it's the negative. It's something they're working on, but it's not implemented yet, is you can't pay through Sessions app. So if you're doing a free webinar workshop, it's really easy to do. That's what an event is referring to, is basically a webinar or workshop, okay? But it needs to be free unless you use a webhook and you have people pay through another app such as ThriveCard or something like that, and then you feed them over into the Sessions app to be registered for that event. So you can do it that way. There's 1,000 different ways that you can do this, y'all. But when I tell you that the options are just amazing, I have absolutely enjoyed using this tool. And I even went back to an old tool for a minute just to see, like, am I missing anything? And it turned out I wasn't missing anything. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because I don't need to pay a monthly subscription now that I've paid for a lifetime with Sessions. Oh, question. Stephanie says, Erica says some things too. I love events. Yes, you do, because you're the virtual summit queen. So what you'll do if you're going to use Sessions for events is you definitely want to make sure you make use of the webhooks for now until they get this like Stripe integration or some other integration. But it's doable. Yes, you can do summits. So the same as what I was saying to Erica, you can do summits. What you want to be careful of is a couple of things. One, you want to make sure you definitely have upgraded to whatever tier you plan to use. That's one thing. So make sure that you're going to have enough seats. So depending on how many seats you want, like if you want 1,000 participants in your workshop, for instance, it's $849 for the tier 5. It's $69 if you just get tier 1, and the price does go up according to the different tiers, but you'll see how many events you're able to host, what other types of integrations and even white labeling are available depending on the level or tier that you purchased. So I would definitely say look into this, especially if you're going to be doing events. This might be worthwhile. And they are upgrading constantly with their features. I know, right? James Hicks said, Tanya out there on AppSumo, get her off. I know. But look, I'm trying to be responsible and share the love, share the wealth. So that's Sessions, y'all. If you do have more questions on that particular one, let me know. And I'll be happy to come back at the end. I'm going to go to the next one. I want to talk a little bit about Vista Social and share with you some of the things that I've seen with Vista Social. So I'm going to switch over to a different QR code. So this one is for Vista Social. And oops, there we go. I know I'm messing up stuff up in here. I will fix it for y'all right now. There we go. It's centered. Okay, so Vista Social. This is a social media scheduling platform. Okay, and this one is $59 for tier one. And then the price just goes up according to what it is you want. Now, remember I said I don't like 4-star reviews or lower. I really prefer 5. I can't really tell why someone made this or why this became 4 stars. What I can tell you is personally, I give it 5, and I'll show you a couple of things in the back end as to why. Because I have searched and searched and searched for the right social media scheduling tool. And specifically, what I look for with social media scheduling tools is the ability to be able to process video clips. Okay, so the ones you use on TikTok, what you use on Reels, I want them to be able to process those video clips and compress them within the platform so that I don't have to do all of that. I can just upload those clips. It'll do all the processing and it will send out the video clips when I'm ready for them to be sent on the schedule that I've created for each of the platforms. Vista Social does this beautifully. A lot of other apps were not doing this, and definitely not for Lifetime. Okay. Some of y'all are old school Hootsuite users. I used to be a Hootsuite user too. It got super expensive to do some of the things I needed it to do. But I'm going to show you a few things in the back end of this. So as I did notice that the stars were a little less than what I prefer, I started going back through the reviews, which I also encourage you to do. I started going back through the reviews because I wanted to see, like, what are people saying? What's going on that I'm missing? Because I've had this for a minute and I love it. Now, the support team probably is not as responsive and quick as I would like them to be, but they do respond. And I literally haven't had trouble where I need to go and do anything. Look, even Scott says, let me see if I can pull this up. I love me some Vista Social. I know, right? So Scott and I think, got it at around the same time, didn't we, Scott? Let me try to pull that down. I think we got it around the same time, and we've been using it for about the same length of time. Let me show you a couple of things that it can do before we move to the next one. But it does have an AI assistant. Now, that may be where it got the star taken off. Yeah, because the AI assistant is not fantastic, but it's okay. But I didn't care so much about that because I have ChatGPT and Claude. So I'm using all the things and I didn't care so much about that. However, I did purchase a license tier that included it because I know they're going to get better. So when you go to the plan details, you'll see everything that it does. So it gives you calendar view, which is a must for me with schedulers, bulk scheduling capabilities so that you can import a lot of different posts at one time and shoot them out according to your schedule, a link shortener, Canva integration. It's got all of that in there. So I think that I ended up getting license tier 3 on this one too. Yep, because I wanted the AI assistant. So you'll want to look at what are the things I can't live without. Am I good with just getting the $59 tier? Is that going to be okay or sufficient? Am I going to have enough social accounts available to me according to what I have? Yes. I love it. Stephanie, I did not know this. I don't think I knew this. They have an influencer campaign where you get paid for promoting Vista Social. Sign up as an influencer at Intelligence. I will take a look at that. And yeah, I know, Scott, I love me some Vista Social. I've looked and finally settled. Me too. So I guess I need to show the people the back end of my Vista Social. So I'm going to show you Vista Social real fast and tell you why I do love it. I really, really have just had so much better success with this one than some of the other ones I've used. And what I'll do, let me show you a good week where I was really consistent with post. So you can kind of get a feel for how this looks and how it organizes things, okay? In this particular week, I probably went overboard, but I'll show you anyway because I'm being transparent. So here's my Vista Social account. Now, this is a particular week, but you can also look in various views. So monthly, you can look at daily. You can see where all your stuff is going out. I have created different categories. So I have one where it's a category that has like all of the different socials that I generally like to post to. I have one with just square images. And then I have one with video posts that I probably use the most. So thank you for that, Dan. Dan said, give some more love. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Now, and I love that question, Stephanie. So I'm going to come to that in just a second, I promise. I know. James said, wait, let me pop this up so y'all can see these comments because I love that James said that content calendar makes me smile. It's the sign of someone working those digital streets. It is true. It's true. I am doing my best to stay organized and stay present. And that's part of the reason why we love tools like this is so we can be present and be visible, right? But not physically there. I don't want to be physically there, but I do want to be present and visible. Can you create an evergreen category is the question that I do want to answer for Stephanie. And I know, Dan, I have to come here to be with Stephanie and the cool kid. You know what, Dan, wherever you are, it's the coolest place on earth. Just know this. Just know it. I love it. Thank you for supporting. Okay. So when you go into the calendar, you get to set up things however you choose to. You even get to add your existing, like I have my calendar for my Stream Bosses Academy that's connected in here so that I can see when there are different events. I recently did that. I can see when there are different events because that also helps me to kind of stay on point with my strategy as far as promoting different events that are going to be available to the public. And I don't want conflicts with some of the things, for instance, that I might be doing with my Academy members. There's a bunch of different ways that you can set this thing up. If you go over here on the left-hand side, this is where you create, and you can create a new post, a note. You can store ideas, which I love. I like to brainstorm ideas and store them somewhere. And this is a hot spot to do that. You can do bulk publishing. You can do smart publishing, Instagram planner, TikTok planner, even a Twitter thread maker, which is now called X, as you know. So there's different ways that you can go about creating content in here. And I can't spend too much time in it, but I want to show you a couple of things. It has an inbox, and I don't want to get into other people's inbox and start showing you that. But I will say that it allows you to listen in and to see where your comments are coming from so that you can go and be responsive to people on your YouTube channel, in your LinkedIn, etc. Right? So the inbox, the centralized inbox is really nice. Actually, I don't think LinkedIn is connected just yet, but the other platforms are. It does allow you to post to TikTok if that's one of your spaces, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, trying to think of where else. I don't know about Pinterest yet. I think it does have a Pinterest as well. You can create a listening bar. So you can say, hey, I want to get alerts whenever my brand name gets pulled up, or if I have new customer inquiries, or whatever your listening board is, you can create that in here too. You can see different reviews that have been created. Now, all of my reviews are not posted. I haven't connected them here. But if you have reviews in your different pages, you'll be able to have that here. You can even create tasks. So if you have a team, you can assign them different tasks. There's also reports, which I'm not going to pull up right now, but I want to get back to the question that was asked about Evergreen. Now, you can create a post, and when you create your post, here's what you can do, because what I don't think you can do yet is recurring. So from an Evergreen standpoint, I haven't seen that feature yet for recurring post. But here's what I do know is that when you start creating your content, you actually have that little robot here. So there's your AI. So you can say, hey, write a post about short form videos, include stats showing the rise of, this says TikToks. I just picked it just to see if it's going to generate a caption, but it can generate a caption for you. And then you can pull in your image or your video clip. There you go. It's creating. This is why I wanted tier 3 or above, by the way, right? So then when you go in here and you're able to use theirs, or you can edit it and say, no, I don't like that. I want something else. Down here, Stephanie, is where I was going to go and try to test something. So you can do hashtags. I save different hashtag banks. Okay. So I've created different hashtag banks according to whatever the topic is I'm focused on. But there's also something right here called saved captions. So I suspect if you had something that was evergreen that you wanted to post continuously, even though they don't, from what I know, have a recurring setting, I think you're able to create a saved caption that you can come back to and use again. Now, I'll tell you what I do is I actually create labels because every piece of content I create needs to have a purpose and intent. And so I teach this all the time to my clients. Some of you who are in different programs of mine know this. So we're looking at educating, elevating the brand, encouraging, engaging, and then the other one is entertainment. So whenever I create a post, I'm going to assign it based on a label. Now you can create whatever your labels are going to be. You can do however you want to do, but this is how I've set mine up. Another thing that you're able to do right here is create custom field. Look, again, I can go on and on. JP High Tech, I saw you in there. What's good? Look, do you see your name right there? So universal mentions is when you are creating a post and that post is mentioning someone with the @ symbol. What it will do, let's say, for instance, in this case where I was going to post this post about JP High Tech, which I did maybe about a week or so ago, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, it said, hey, well, do you want us to find what his actual tag is on all of those platforms? And I said, sure. So I can tag him in every one of those platforms. That's crazy. Look, again, I could spend all day on this, but there's a lot I haven't even unboxed yet. You are so funny, JP. Can you import content from an XLS or a CSV? Yes, you can. So when they do the bulk content, let me go in here and I'm going to make sure. I believe it's from a CSV file. But I'm going to go in here and do a create with bulk publishing. Let me show you this page because you'll love it. And then I promise I'm going to go to the next one because I literally could spend an hour on all of these. And I apologize in advance because I said I was going to keep this brief. But you can import a CSV file right here. Look, Stephanie, you can import a blog. You can import news articles on topics that your audience might be interested in. You can import via an Instagram hashtag, through a user that you follow that has specific content that you're like, hey, I really want to keep resharing this person's content. You can do, you can import your images, videos, and documents too, y'all, because some of you know that you now create PDF versions of carousels for LinkedIn. Won't get into all of that right now, but lots of options. So again, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to spotlight Vista Social for you, because I think that this could be a legitimate deal. And notice they do have a reporting structure, so you're able to create reports to see how things are doing. Man, when I tell you can do so much in here, this is probably one of my best buys of 2023. Not gonna lie. So Vista Social, y'all, this is it. This is a good one. Even though it's for some reason showing 4 out of 5 stars, like I said, I think that that's probably because their AI caption generator isn't the best. It's not great yet. But did you see all the other stuff? Yeah, the other stuff makes it worthwhile. I love it. Okay. So if you do, happy Thanksgiving to you as well, JP. Let's go to Retable. I'm going to show you that one next, and I'll show you for sure why I love this one. Let me remove this one, and I'm going to take you to Retable, because I have to tell y'all why. I can't just be like, yeah, I love this one. I got to explain to you why. So I do need to show you what I mean when I say that this particular one is a good one. So Retable is right here. Retable I purchased a while ago too, and they're here for Black Friday. And this is the number one reason why. So I'm going to pull myself up here. Airtable has been my jam for a while. I love spreadsheets. It's just me. I love spreadsheets. I like Excel, and Airtable was giving me life, y'all, because it allowed me to create all these different planners. So the live stream planner that I created and will be selling soon, the digital product that I've created for my live stream planner, created it in Airtable, has lots of content because I've done a lot of live streams and a lot of speaking and a lot of videos this past year. It started to get super expensive. And again, it's worth it because I'm using it, I'm leveraging it. But when Retable showed up on the scene, I was like, this looks a little similar to Airtable. Could it cut out the monthly subscription? And the answer is, I think so, because recently they updated the UI. So their user interface, what it looks like, was not great at first. But recently, within the past week or so, they came in and they redid this whole thing. They gave it a whole makeover, y'all. So let me show you what Retable does. So Retable is basically it's pretty much like a database holder. So it's similar to Airtable, Excel, Google Sheets. If you use any of those to organize your information, then you might, and I know not everybody's an Excel fan, right? But I like to visualize my data. I like for things to be organized and structured a certain way. So I am loving me some Retable. I'm going to show you the back end of mine in just a minute. But what I want you to know is, from a tier perspective, I only needed tier 1 for now. And the reason for that is, if you look at the different tiers, for the most part, they're all unlimited workspaces, even starting with tier 1. They all have the same limits down here. So I couldn't find a reason to update. I just needed tier 1, and that may be you too. So you'll have to look and see what you think. But I'm going to take you into the back end of my Retable and show you why I absolutely love this one. I think that they much like the other two I shared with you, are doing a really excellent job of listening to people and implementing new features. So I'm going to show you mine so that you can see. I'm just making sure I don't have private or sensitive information in here. But I'm going to show you some of the things that I've organized. So let me pop this up. Stephanie, yes, girl, get that guest room clean. I got to do the same thing because we have family coming in soon. So let's see, Retable. Now, Retable, if you look at how I've organized things, so you can create various workspaces and really unlimited on this plan, okay? Unlimited workspaces, y'all, that's a lot. That means no limits. But within each workspace, you have a certain number of records and tables that you can create. So you want to pay attention to that. Now, I've got a workspace that's just for my personal workflow. So this is where I keep a listing of all my software as a service purchases. Because remember, let me take you back to this. We make smart purchases. We organize what we buy. We know what we have so that we don't keep buying stuff that we never use. Ding, ding, ding. Remember? Okay, so I don't want you to forget that. But I created a table, a dashboard in here for that. And I've actually shared a version of this with our Stream Bosses Academy members so that they have it too. I've also created a social media planner, my video planner, the curriculum for our Stream Bosses Academy, planner for stories. In December, I'm going to be training my academy on how I created my offer funnel for 2024. I created the whole thing using Retable and Google Sheets. I did a Google Sheets version first because not everybody's good or wanting to use something like Airtable, but some people are good with just using Google Sheets. So I'm giving them two different versions. Now, before I show you the info that's in my video planner, let me make sure again that I'm taking care not to go overboard by showing info I shouldn't. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you my live stream planner. I don't want you to have FOMO, fear of missing out, because I literally am getting ready to launch my version that I sell to people, okay, of this digital planner. But if you want to kind of get a feel for what it looks like, I'll show you that, okay? So in here, in Retable, I'm able to show event calendar views. I'm able to create an entire planner that shows what videos I'm creating, what's the date they're published, what episode, what season, what's the YouTube link. There's a number of things that I'm transferring over from my really full Airtable into this space so that it gives me the ability to really be able to do better at planning. I can even add YouTube thumbnails. I can add guest information. So anytime I have a guest that ends up being a part of my show, they get fed into this database so that I have all their information at my disposal, right? So it is really, I know, Stephanie, right, girl. Yes, Notion, I tried my best to love Notion. I still do try to love it. But in the end, I'm such an Excel and spreadsheet type of girl that it just works better for me to keep it in this format. But I'm going to show you, for instance, like, let's see if we have, here, I'll show you this. So I have different guests that are coming up or that have recently been on. So I'll show you what that looks like. So as my guests come in and they've plugged in their information in a form, when they plug in their information on this form as part of my guest registration process, they get fed into this table so that I can quickly go in here and say, who's coming up? Look, there's Katie Fox, right? I can see their information on how I need to contact them. All of this is available and ready for me so that it's organized. I can figure out, oh, their bio. Let me pull that. Let me pull the thumbnail so I can create something for promoting the event or the guest interview. All of the stuff is right there at my fingertips because I've set it up on autopilot and it feeds into this video planner. So yeah, it could, I don't know necessarily that I would say it's like a CRM, Stephanie. No, I bet you probably could set up a form of a CRM, but I wouldn't use it for that purpose. To me, it's more for very specific information you want to feed it. Right? So for me, literally, it's going to be, it houses sponsors and collaboration partners that I'm working with. It houses my guest interviews in a particular table. It keeps that information, but it's not going to track like all the activity where we're going back and forth with emails or contacts and all of that. That's not in there. Strick said, wow, how can one person be so organized? Dude, I've been doing this for a minute. I've been in this game since 2006 or 7. So I've learned over the years how to get organized because I do have a full-time corporate job. I have my business. I have kids. I have a husband who's overseas a lot of the time. So we got stuff. I'm managing a couple of different households. We got stuff. So if I wasn't organized, I would not be here with you tonight. So thanks to the organization, I get to actually be here. But I also, what I didn't show you in here, y'all, is that I can keep my prompts for different reels and video clips that I'm creating, hooks that I've created, B-roll ideas. And B-roll, for those of you who don't know, is basically clips of me in real life, okay? But it doesn't have to be clips of you in real life. The B-roll stuff. It's just my B-roll. I want to create some of me so that I can actually have that versus just using stock photos and videos. So I keep a library of that inside of my Airtable or Retable too. I know, Erica. Hooray for organization structure. Trust. Dan said, I ask Tanya that all the time. Thank you, Stephanie. We did. We just celebrated, my husband and I celebrated our 29th anniversary, which is crazy because we look like kids. We look like kids when we got married, y'all. We were kids. We're not kids anymore. Oh, I didn't do a Black Friday discount. Thank you. You know what? I honestly thought about it. And then I said, you know, my prices are reasonable right now. I don't need to do a Black Friday discount. I'm just going to do what I do in this moment. And I'm preparing for 2024 and for the launching of all the different programs and things that I want to put out there. By the way, congratulations, Stephanie, on your new program. I believe it's called Digital Confetti. I'm very excited about that. Congrats to JP High Tech for being a best-selling Amazon author who wrote a book on the live stream blueprint. Y'all, people are coming out with some stuff. So I just got to keep up. That's why I'm trying to stay organized. Okay, so this is Retable, y'all. You're welcome. This is Retable. Now I got two more. And I know, look, let me pop this comment up because I do want to give congrats to everyone because I think 2024, it's going to be an amazing year. And we just need to get ready because we don't have to play small anymore. Y'all, with the power of artificial intelligence, generative AI, and all the tools that are coming out that are affordable and accessible to more people than ever before, just because we're small businesses or even solopreneurs in some instances does not mean we have to play small. So get ready to play bigger in 2024 because that's why you're here, to impact and make a difference in the lives of more people, right? That's the reason why we all do what we do. I think that's the reason why I do what I do. So I hope that you'll continue to just be ready to make that impact. Okay, I'm going to show you two more. So Heartbeat. I got to give you a little story about Heartbeat, okay? And I am going to pull up my QR share for this one because I want to make sure that I give them some love and that you are able to go and pick this up. Heartbeat has been in the game for a little minute. I know because I actually purchased their app. It's been maybe a year or two now, okay? And Heartbeat is a community platform. So very similar to, if you're thinking about like Circle, maybe you're thinking about some of the other ones, the community platforms and spaces, right? But Heartbeat is, and like it says, the all-in-one platform for community businesses. Now, there's some things I love and some things I don't, and I'm going to be real and honest with you on this. But I went from Heartbeat, and one of my highest ranking videos on YouTube right now is me doing a review of Heartbeat and showing how I structured it and set it up. Because I am typically a smaller community, it's not like thousands of people in my spaces, which I kind of am okay with because being an introvert and kind of loving to have personal interaction, that allows me to do that, these intimate conversations. But Heartbeat was a perfect space for that initially. And then it didn't look so perfect for a minute because I had so much content in there. I had over probably a year and a half's worth of videos and other content, and they had opened up a course platform and they had a bunch of different options, and I was just not using it effectively. And I got frustrated and overwhelmed, and I ended up leaving the space and moving into a couple of other things. And then recently, y'all, came back and was blown away because Heartbeat has created not only a space for you to really house community and have chats and all of that, but also they have automated workflows. They give you the ability to have an affiliate program if you want to. I'll show you in a little bit how mine is organized, just a little, okay, just a peek. But I am loving it. And I think that for those of you who have, if you have a more intimate community, if you need a way to easily invite people and help them to RSVP to different events and things that you have coming up, if you want to create a space for people to have discussions and you want to create segmented groups within that space, you can do all of that in Heartbeat. And it has a mobile app and a desktop app. So it truly is, it could be a great neighborhood space that you create for the people that are in your community, and it's yours. And I will tell you, I have been fighting with this idea of why on earth do I still have Facebook groups? When I know someone the other day who had 9,000 people in their Facebook group and the group was shut down and no reason was given to them whatsoever as to why they can't go and get that group back. Thankfully, they had, just like I do, a system in place at the front end when people sign up for their Facebook group to be able to collect emails. But look, if you don't own your community space, you just leasing or renting. And you don't really have a say. So when you go to Facebook and you're all up in arms and mad about them taking your site down or your group down, there's really nothing you can do about it. Whereas if you build on your own real estate and you have paid for your platform, such as a Heartbeat Chat, you have a bit more control over what people get to see, what you send out, what they send out, how they operate in that space, because you've created your code of conduct and all those things, right? So I'm going to pull up mine so you can kind of get a little bit of a peek inside. But I think that there's opportunity for you to really create something beautiful that is yours, right? That nobody's going to take down unless you choose for that to be taken down. And so I've created a space in here. I know. Oh Lord, really? Hold up. So Stephanie, let me just put this up. Meta paused her activity on Instagram because too many people hopped on the live. See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about right here. That is wild. And it makes no sense. And you can't really do anything about it other than to be mad. Right? Erica, I love what you put. I want to play bigger in 2024. My one word for 2024 is offer, because I want to make more offers. Yes. Look, you need to be making more offers. This is the focus in our community. When I talk about in December, when we're doing our training day, our focus is on how do we create content working backwards from the offers, the paid offers that we want to put out into the world, right? So you're so right. And yes, Dan said digital confetti. That is the name of Stephanie's program, y'all. JP, Tanya is a low-key super geek. I know. I always have been. I used to be teased about that. I used to be teased about being a nerd. My family, cousins and such would be like, "Oh, she's such a nerd." And I would cry secretly in my own little space, and I would be sad. And today, at this age, I'm like, shoot, I embrace all of that nerd and geek. That's like who I am for real. Yeah, so Stephanie couldn't do anything for a full day before the busiest shopping season. That is stupid. Yes, more offers, more opportunity. And yes, Dan, help you figure out your offers. We need to set up some time, bro. I am not low key about it. I'm all in on being a geek. I don't even care anymore. You know, you get past a certain age anyway, and you're like, I don't care what they saying. I am who I am, and I just want to continue to improve upon that. I'm not saying I am who I am and I'm stagnant and I'm not growing. I'm saying I'm going to own all the wonderful things about who I am. And I'm good with that, right? And those things that maybe you were differentiated for before in a negative way probably are your superpowers. Probably. So think about that. Okay, here's my heartbeat space. I have slimmed it down. I had a lot more links in here, but recently I've gone in and revamped it and did a makeover because we reintroduced it to our community. And what I love about it is that you literally can, I think the more streamlined you are, the better. But if you have a bunch of different chats, for instance, here, it can get a little overwhelming to manage. I call mine channels and chats, but the default is threads. So that's another thing. You can actually rename and retitle different labels for all of the different spaces. You can add external links to things and places that you want to create that are connected to your community, right? They do have an area for courses. I don't even have mine turned on because I don't love the course space, but I'm using a different platform for courses. I do love that they now give you the ability to be able to organize guides. So I've created guides, and those guides give me the ability to be able to, for instance, store and archive different replays from our training day and our creator day. So all the different things that we do within our space, I'm able to organize that content in here. So Mona, this one is Heartbeat Chat. So over here on the right of your screen, underneath me, there's a QR code. If you scan that, it should take you into Heartbeat Chat. And here's their page right here. Okay. So I highly recommend you looking at this if you've been looking at a community platform as something that you want to put together for 2024. Stephanie, you were just asking me about this one not that long ago. And at the time, I was hesitant because I'm like, there's so many different platforms. But I honestly, when I dove back in here and I started realizing what they've added, especially the workflows, that is amazing. Let me show you something if I can. I'm going to show y'all really quickly. I want to do it again respectfully. So I'm going to show you. You're able to set up onboarding in here so that when people come in, they have a certain experience that you create for them. You're able to create these workflows. There they are. I'm going to pull this up for you so that as people are joining in or based on the different actions that they take or don't take, you can create different workflows. So look at this. So when people join the community, I set up a workflow that automatically gives them, hold on, I'm going to go back and just create one so you can see that. I want to be careful. So create workflow. I can send a welcome email sequence. I can have a welcome pop-up that people can see. Let me show you what this looks like when we preview it. Let's just act like we're editing it. But look, these pop-ups can show up whenever they open it on the mobile app or on their desktop or wherever they are. There's so much you can do. Look, I know I am giving y'all a lot and I'm going over time. I have one more. I'll just show you one more. Well, 1.5 more. But I'm saying all this, and I wanted to give you these previews because I wanted you to not only hear me saying, hey, you should go to this link and check it out. I wanted you to see why. When I do reviews and when I give you suggestions and recommendations, it's not just me trying to make some money. It's me saying, this is working well for me, and I think it can help you too, if it's right for you, right? And if you don't already have a tool that's doing the thing. So keep in mind, what did I say? Make smart purchases. Make smart purchases. All right. Thank you, JP, for showing up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Go hang out with your kids. I got to get off and go start cooking. I got to put my collard greens together. I got stuff. So I promise I'm going to do that. Yes, Stephanie, tested it for a week and took my time with it. And so you see what she's putting up here, y'all. And that's what we have to do. We need to look at these apps, make sure we're familiar with what the refund policy is so that we look at them in a timely fashion and then make informed decisions about our purchase. That's what we need to do. You're so welcome. Thank you, Erica, for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, all the cow digits on a massive sale. I need to go get I need to get another one. So thank you for sharing that. Yes. Okay. But I'm going to be responsible and go within the budget. But thanks for sharing that, Dan. Okay. Let me show you two more. So the other one I was going to show you is ThriveCart. Now, I'm going to give you a disclaimer about ThriveCart, and that is that ThriveCart does not yet have their sale going. So don't go rushing and trying to get this yet because it's not ready. ThriveCart, I think, from what I saw in the emails, is going to actually host their sale starting on actual Black Friday on the 24th. So it will open then, but here's the link. So if you're coming back and watching the replay, I'll have all of this somewhere that you can get to. The one thing that I do want to tell you about ThriveCart, I have used ThriveCart for years. I did a lifetime payment, literally this thing that says, get my lifetime account now, it's going away. It hasn't gone away forever. I don't know when they're going to stop doing a lifetime account. So let me be real on that. But what they're doing the Black Friday for, and they said it's their first ever, I think, the Black Friday deal is going to be on giving you a discount for their pro level of ThriveCart. ThriveCart has been a spot for me to create a lot of my cart pages, different sales funnels, affiliate campaigns. You can even host courses in there. There's so much stuff you can do inside of ThriveCart. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. I've even built inside of ThriveCart. Hold on, because I don't want to be showing you all my stuff. But I'm going to log in real fast so that you can see what it looks like. There's something called Learn. So Learn Plus is a part of ThriveCart. if you purchase that, right? But Thrivecart Pro will literally be, it can be the spot for all your sales. You can create landing pages, but here's the caveat. Lately, they've had some little glitchy things happening that they're working on fixing, and they've been sending some things out to people about the updates that they have. So I want to give you that heads up. If you're seeing any type of negative commentary, that's why. So my courses, this is what I'm going to show you. So inside of Thrivecart, I actually have course content because I didn't love and still don't love the course platform within Heartbeat, but I do like traditional looking course spaces. So I did create courses inside of Thrivecart Learn because I own it already. I paid for it once years ago and I can still use the thing. So in here, you can literally create landing pages. Like I said, you can create courses like I've done. Look, I have, let's see if I can pull it up. Pages for my coaching. You can brand them according to how you want to brand them. So all of this kind of stuff you can do inside of Thrivecart without going and purchasing another WordPress theme or some other type of platform. All of that you can do in Thrivecart. So their deal is going to be, I believe that they're taking money, they're discounting their Thrivecart Pro package, but that will not open until the 24th. So on Black Friday. So I wanted to mention that. And then the last thing, the very last thing, the very last thing, I promise you, is something really cool. It's called Marketing Magic. So for those of you who are AI fans, if you're like an AI fan, all things, you're just eating up everything AI like I am. I mean, podcasts, memberships, all kinds of stuff. I'm really eating it up right now. Then you're going to want to check out Marketing Magic. And I'm going to show you the back end of this because I don't know that their sales page funnel is going to do justice, but I will pull that up too. And I promise you, this is the last one that we're going to review. So let me pull it up and I'm going to show you why I love Marketing Magic. So this is Marketing Magic's Black Friday sale. And it's their very first time doing a Black Friday because they literally just came out this year. And what this does is it acts as a marketing campaign organizer. It takes your information based on different courses and products you're creating, and it creates for you landing page copy, personas, so brand personas or avatars, as we like to call them, or it does so much stuff, y'all. So what you'll want to do is go check this out. So scan the code and go get signed up on the wait list and scan through the information where it's talking about sales pages, lead magnets and sequences, welcome sequences for your email list, Facebook ads, blog titles. It does all of that. So I'm going to show you the back end of mine real quick, if I can pull it up without too much trouble. Yeah, I'm just going to show you the dashboard and then we're going to wrap. So here's the dashboard, okay? So when you're inside, you can actually connect this with your Google. I think it's Google dashboard and Notion. Mine and Stephanie's favorite, Notion, yay. I think I have mine connected with my Google Drive so that when I create content in here, it gets organized into Google Drive folders. But you can also organize it into Notion if that's your thing. But notice you see on my tools what this thing does, okay? Y'all, this is bomb. So what I did is I created in my dashboard brand profiles for different brands that I have in my business. Okay, so Stream Like a Boss TV, my academy, my app therapy club that I was going to launch and I'm pausing for now. And then you basically tell it, here's what I do, here's my target audience, this is what they're all about. And then you add your different products in here and you describe them answering the questions that they're prompting you to answer. Okay, so once you do that, then you now have at your disposal the ability to be able to go in here and say, okay, I want you to analyze the tone for this particular brand. I want you to give me a quick brand bio. Give me a website about page. Y'all, do you see what I'm saying? This thing produces, it's crazy. No, this is not high level at all. This is totally an AI marketing tool. And what it does is it gives you, so I'm going to give you an example of what it can do. If I were to say, hey, I want to know, let's do this. I'm going to think of something easy. Customer overview. Let's do that one. And I'm going to say, okay, choose the brand. I want to choose App Therapy Club. And I'm going to create the customer overview. So when I click on create, what it should do in a few seconds, and sometimes it takes a little longer than a few seconds. So if it does, look, this is quick. It gave me an avatar. It said, okay, you got a customer overview, living situation, maybe single professional living in a 1-bedroom apartment in the city, motivated to grow a coaching business and provide value to their clients. Here's their online shopping habits. Here's their buying considerations, brand preferences. Look, that way you then take this information and you can use it to further research or create other content and copy. It can also create actual copy for you for an upsell for your different products that you've created. I mean, it's crazy, y'all. When I tell you this thing can do so much, you just simply answer the prompts at the beginning and then you have access to all of this. So I love it. It even has a freestyle option so that you can just do freestyle like you would in ChatGPT. I don't really use that because I use ChatGPT for that. But if you wanted to create different pieces of content based on the brand you've already fed it and the products that you're trying to promote, it will give you that. So if I wanted to, for instance, let's say I wanted to talk about, I wanted to create an affiliate series. I can go to Affiliate Magic and create a whole series of emails that I need to send out to affiliates about a particular product I'm trying to promote. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I just needed to make sure to share that one with you. It wasn't on my original list, but I added it last minute when I found out they had a Black Friday deal. So make sure you get on their waiting list. Just scan the QR code. It'll take you right there. Okay. I know I went over, but I do love, I love geeking out on apps, but not just any apps. The ones that will help you to be more efficient and more effective in your business, like that's my happy place. So I hope that you have, I know you need all of the QR codes. Here, I'll go back through and I'll share them with you. How about that? I can do that. So I'm going to go through and I will share every single one of these. Now, what I will do first is I'm going to pull up my little handy dandy list. I know. Wow. I want it. It's true. It's amazing. Here, I'm going to pull this list up and then I will just go through, walk you through each of the QR codes so that you have them. Because I do want to make sure that y'all get access to all the goodies. Get the goodies while they're on sale. That's what we need. You don't need them all. You may just want to pick out one of the things that I shared with you tonight. So let's go through these QR codes. Okay. I have 6 of them total. So one is missing off of this list, and that's Marketing Magic, which you see on screen right now. So Marketing Magic is the one that I just shared with you. This is there. Thank you, Scott. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. He said, this was awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's see. Here, let me do that in case I get more comments. So here we'll do each of these. So Marketing Magic is one. Another one was Sessions. So this QR code right here is for Sessions app. And Sessions, if you remember, is the one where we talked about meeting platform, a collaborative meeting space where you could also host workshops and webinars and have room links that you create and design according to specific types of events that you want to create. Like if you want to have certain meetings, right? So Sessions, that's the first one we went over. Vista Social is number 2, and Vista Social was the social media scheduling platform which is amazing. All of these are amazing, but that one really love because it has a lot of capabilities, right? And I haven't even learned them all. I'm still playing around with some of them that I don't know or understand yet. Retable was number 3, and that is our replacement for Airtable. So this is sort of like if you love Excel, if you love Google Sheets for organizing your stuff, Retable is amazing for that. And because it has the lifetime deal, yeah, it can't be beat. So Retable, and they're doing a lot of additional improvements. I've been seeing things inside of their, I think they have Discord, maybe Slack, but I've been seeing some things inside of their community about what they're up to, and I'm really excited about that. Heartbeat. Heartbeat is the space where I shared with you. It's a community platform. Okay. So if you're looking to build community and to create a space for yourself that you get to have more control over, then this would be a potentially good option for you, especially if you like more intimate spaces and communities. And then Thrivecart was our next one. And Thrivecart is the actual app I use for my shopping cart. You can include online courses in there if you choose to get Thrivecart Learn or Learn Plus. In addition, Thrivecart lets you create sales pages, landing pages, all of that stuff. And then finally, we did Marketing Magic, which you don't see on this list, but I added it because it's the bomb. It's your AI library of content. So you absolutely want to look into that. I am so happy that you had a chance to be here and that I got a chance to take time to do this. Thank you, Stephanie. Erica, I know she said, wow, I want it. Scott, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yes, yes, yes. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. So for those of you in the U.S., if you're celebrating with, your loved ones, or even if this is a difficult time for you, just know that you're in my thoughts, you're in my prayers, and I hope that you have nothing but goodness and light over the coming weekend. I hope that it is amazing for you. And if nothing else, that it's a time of relaxation and peace. Stephanie, yep, like sessions, but your workshops are usually 8 hours. Yep, Zoom might still have to be the one then, yeah. Because I think that they have limitations. If you saw that, that's probably true or accurate. But I have enjoyed using them for the shorter versions of meetings and workshops. Okay, if anyone has questions, if there's anything I can help you with on any of these apps or even other apps that I haven't mentioned, I probably have used them all because, like I said, I've been around for a minute and I've experimented and used a lot of different things. So if I can be of help, then let me know. Just reach out in the comments. I will respond. I promise you. It might take me a little minute, especially right now because we're juggling. My daughter is about to graduate from college, y'all. Some of you have been with me. You were here with me when she graduated from high school. So she's about to graduate from college. So please just say a prayer for your girl because it's a stressful time, like family and friends and all kinds of stuff coming in. So very excited about that. That's coming up. Michelle, I had to pull up your comment. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Strick. Yes, yes, sir. Thank you for being here. You gonna come over for some collard greens? My greens are the best, I must say. I'm just gonna tell you that. Mona, thank you for joining in. I appreciate you so much being here. I am going to wrap this thing up and not keep y'all all night because I do need to go ahead and get ready and cook. But thank you for coming and thanks for your comments. And thank you so much for all that you do and for being a part of my community. I do this because of you. And I really sincerely appreciate each and every one of you for being here and taking the time. Okay. We'll be back on regular schedule next week. I believe we have a special guest. I'll share more about that. I'm going to go into my Retable dashboard and pull all the information to put the promo together that will go out on Monday or Tuesday of next week. So I will see you next time with a guest in the hot seat, or we'll say spotlight. How about that? Thank you again and take care, everybody, and have a happy and blessed Thanksgiving. I'll see you soon in the stream.